This is not Pontianak. This is Wuppertal, a small city in western Germany with just over 360,000 people. And more than 120 years ago, it built something the world had never seen before. A suspended railway, floating above streets and rivers. The Wuppertal Schwebebahn. Construction began in 1898, costing 16 million Goldmark, and astonishingly, completed in just 3 years. An engineering achievement far ahead of its time, even by European standards. But the Wuppertal Schwebebahn isn't just an icon. It became the backbone of Wuppertal's mobility, and it still is today. So, why are we talking about this? Here, in Discover Pontianak. If you've watched our previous video, The Uncomfortable Truth, Pontianak not included in Indonesia's urban priority plan, you might remember that we briefly mentioned some ideas that sounded a little crazy, that Pontianak could one day build something like this. The city's soft peat soil, combined with the dense network of canals and drainage channels that shape its urban structure, is precisely what makes Pontianak different, a unique case compared to most Indonesian cities. Peat soil is unstable, flood-prone, and unsuitable for heavy ground-based infrastructure. With these characteristics, a light suspended system, like Wuppertal's, becomes remarkably logical. Lightweight steel structure, flood-free, stable, and able to be built directly above existing canals. So, let's take a moment to imagine the future. According to our analysis, there are 2 locations that are perfect as potential corridors for a system like this. The first is Haji Ray Abdoerakman Road, or most of the people known as Sungai Jawi, a linear waterway that existed long before modern streets, serving as one of the main transportation routes during the Dutch colonial era. We can see this from several archival photographs and hand-drawn maps depicting Pontianak in 1934. Today, Sungai Jawi looks completely different. The river is no longer used as a transport route. It is now lined with commercial areas and dense residential neighborhoods. This makes the need for a systematic, alternative mode of mobility even more important for the daily activities of the community. The second location is Sungai Raya Dalam. Similar to Sungai Jawi, it has evolved significantly. Functionally, it already operates as a self-sustaining new district, a rapidly growing area with new housing clusters, elementary to high schools, houses of worship, hospitals, local supermarkets, and even hotel. Its unique position, split between 2 administrations, Pontianak City and Kubu Raya Regency, makes this corridor particularly special and highly suitable for such a system. This is why we will focus on this route. This transport system corridor would span approximately 4.25 kilometers, comprising 7 segments and 8 stations, each spaced roughly 600 to 700 meters apart, running directly above the canal. Potential stations include Stasiun Harmony, Stasiun Honauri Residence, Stasiun Sejahtera, Stasiun Zing Mark, Stasiun Masjid Iqbal, Stasiun BNI Kubu Raya, Stasiun RS Sudarso, Stasiun Terminal Sudarso. Station locations are selected based on optimal walking distances and their proximity to key urban functions. Many stations are positioned at strategic nodes with direct linkages to surrounding road networks, allowing the system to serve a broader segment of the population and improve overall urban accessibility. As a comparison, Wuppertal's 13.3 km Schwebebahn, if built today, is estimated to cost somewhere between €400 and €600 million. When we scale that down to Pontianak, a 4.25-kilometer line would likely fall in the range of 1 Indonesian rupiah and 8 sen to 2.5 trillion, depending on materials, imports, geotechnical conditions, and how each station is designed. It's a substantial number, especially when placed next to the budgets of the governments involved. Pontianak city operates with an annual budget of around 2.1 trillion Indonesian rupiahs. Funding a project of this scale solely through the city's budget would place extraordinary pressure on public finances, leaving little room for the many other services a city must provide. However, the challenge is not only about funding. Suspended monorail systems remain exceptionally rare. To date, only a handful of comparable systems have been built worldwide. The most prominent example is the Wuppertal Schwebebahn in Germany, the world's only fully integrated urban suspended railway, operating continuously for more than a century. In Japan, the Chiba urban monorail represents a modern interpretation of the concept. While significantly longer, it relies on bulkier elevated structures and larger support columns, making it more visually intrusive and considerably more expensive to build and operate. More recently, China introduced the Optics Valley suspended monorail in Wuhan, the country's first commercial suspended monorail system. Despite its technological advancement, it remains a rare exception rather than the norm. So why hasn't this technology been adopted more widely across the world? Suspended steel structures require extreme precision. Top and bottom wheel assemblies are complex. Manufacturers are limited. It never became a global standard. And it's not ideal for long routes, which most cities demand today. Plus, corrosion risk is high, especially in tropical climates. So, would a Wuppertal-style system work in Pontianak? Technically, yes. A lightweight suspended line, built directly above the canal in Sungai Raya Dalam, would be flood-resistant, land-efficient, visually iconic, and ideal for short-distance circulation in dense urban corridors. Its hollow steel frame preserves the view and avoids the heavy concrete massing seen in conventional elevated structures. But from an industrial and economic perspective, the technology is rare, expensive, and not mass-produced, making implementation challenging. But this is not an impossible challenge. The world is changing fast, and cities must adapt. Finally, this idea shows one thing. Pontianak has the potential to move beyond what exists today, if we choose to innovate, to imagine, and to build. This city will be more livable for everyone. What do you think? Should Pontianak build its own Wuppertal? If you enjoy this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more stories that captures the heartbeat of a city on the equator. With a mission is to connect Pontianak with the global community and raise awareness of the city's true potential. We envision Pontianak to grow sustainably, greener, smarter, and more resilient because this city deserves to be seen not just for what it is today, but for what it can become. And, as always, enjoy and let's discover Pontianak.